Welcome, everybody, to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. This is one of your three hosts, Chris.
This is Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Sydney. That's Freddie.
That is Freddie banging his tail against the wall, trying to be quiet. I took his collar off of him so he wouldn't jingle.
Uh-huh.
And he's figured out how to make noises anyway.
He's a special dog.
He is a special dog. And he's still a young dog. He's not an old dog. An old dog that we would call an antique. Mm-hmm. Which segues into what we had done today.
That was a little forced.
How would you do it, Sydney?
Oh, I'm just here to critique. I'm not here to come up with better ideas.
Mm-hmm. It's critique when you're being constructive. You're just criticizing.
Yeah.
Today, we had all gone out today to the Wild Rose Antique and Collectibles sale.
Ooh,
Sydney was very much impressed, especially when she found out we weren't going to the furry convention like we had lied to her about.
Yeah, always lying.
But for when we do go to the furry convention, everyone should look out for the one in the fox costume.
I'm not going to wear a fox costume.
Sydney chose the fox as her persona.
No, you said pick what's your favorite animal of these three animals, and I said I guess a fox.
Actually, he did say what costume do you want to wear?
No, after he said, good, the fox costume will probably fit. And I said, I'm not wearing a fox costume.
Since Sydney was slightly disappointed we weren't going to hang out with furries, but relieved to go see the antique show that we had gone to at the Edmonton Inn.
Do you want me to grab his noisy ball?
Yes, please. He's doing this on purpose. Sure I know he is.
Sure is.
It's also noteworthy to state that for once, for one of our episodes, Sydney was ready and on time.
I was, except I literally almost got in an Uber because I didn't know we were going somewhere.
Sydney actually thought she was late because she forgot that we were going to pick her up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but then I was on time.
And you were accidentally on time.
Did it. Nailed it.
It almost seemed like you didn't know where we were going when we went there because you kind of fell for the furry convention lie pretty fast.
Did I know we were doing this?
How did you know where to go when your Uber came?
I was going to go to your house.
You're going to go to
their
house?
Yeah, I was like 2 minutes from calling an Uber and going to your house because I was like, shit, I'm late. Because you just said, are you free on the 1st? And I said, yeah. And then I said, if you prank me, I'll get mad and leave. Mm-hmm. That's the whole conversation that we had. So
it had been very entertaining. I'm like, no, we're not at home.
We didn't tell you. It's
and then I would have thought you were pranking me.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. Mm-hmm. I would be like, oh, they moved the car, assholes. Yeah, that would have been a disaster.
Good to know. I'll write this down for next year.
Don't prank me. I'll get mad and leave.
It's fine. Next year, April Fool falls on a Monday.
Mm-hmm. No.
It does fall on a Monday.
No, it only moves once. It's Saturday.
Next year's a leap year.
Oh.
It looked like for a moment you were trying to calculate in your head if it was actually a leap year or not.
Maybe I was.
I see.
So, Sydney, this is your first antique convention. Have you ever been to an antique show before?
No, but I've seen clips of that show about the old Antique Roadshow.
And how close was this to that?
Oh, like, I mean clips. Not, I never even seen a whole episode of it. I don't know, probably close-ish.
You didn't just put it on TV and watch whole episodes?
No, I watched Border Security for that.
I see.
Yeah, Border Security is probably the main one. I don't know. There's other shows like that, but not Antique Roadshow.
Sometimes they get antiques on Border Security.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do.
Like grenades and machine guns from World War II.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to look at antiques anywhere before other than a museum?
No.
Really? Not even the Strathcona Antique Mall?
No.
Wow. I guess we'll have to bring her there one day.
You're strange.
I'm just not like a clutter person.
Uh-huh.
So.
Uh-huh. I've seen your mug collection.
Mugs are different. You can use them.
Mugs are clutter.
How dare you?
I mean, it's all clutter if you got too much of it.
I use all the mugs. So it's not clutter.
Did you perceive this entire room full of antique dealers as clutter dealers?
No. No, I did not. Because that would offend people.
I see.
All the people listening to this podcast, they are going to track Sydney down. Sydney lives just south.
Stop! Don't put that in there. This is going to be what gets me canceled. I just know it.
Not the gypsies comment.
I apologize for that because I didn't know.
Slate's clean.
Fair.
That's what confession is all about.
Did you see anything there that you would purchase for yourself if you were to purchase something?
No.
Really?
What did the room look to you when you first walked in there?
Just like a real interesting collection of people's things.
I did notice that you pointed out some stuff that you're like, I think we got that. I think we got that. So are you thinking that when we clear out the undisclosed location of stuff, we should set up a table at the antique convention?
Oh, well, just that train blanket looked really familiar, but I guess we didn't have that one. We have the Hudson's Bay one, and it's like the same kind of scratchy, but it's different colors.
We also had that set of dishes.
Yeah, but those just last forever.
Yes.
Just like the normal,
Corningware or whatever.
yeah, the ceramic stuff. The rest of it too, like, yeah, there's interesting stuff, but like none of it looked like it could go in the dishwasher.
Yeah, there was like a whole varied collection of different things. There was that guy selling old pop bottles as we walked in.
Yeah, and different cans and stuff. Someone had all these cans, like glue cans.
Oil cans. So of all the things you saw, anything catch your eye as weird or strange or interesting?
I took pictures of the Coca-Cola stuff because my stepmom, or late stepmom, would have definitely bought those. You remember all the Coca-Cola stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And they had like a Coca-Cola vending machine for like $85. So it was like 100% she would have taken that home. I'm not like a collector person though, so I'm sure it's fun for other people. I just don't get it.
Did you see any mugs you liked?
No, because they couldn't go in the dishwasher. My mugs need to be able to go in the dishwasher.
Or else they're clutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have time to like hand wash mugs. Like I have a day job. So
We hand wash all our dishes.
Yeah.
you guys are nuts.
And I do, and we both have day jobs.
I don't know why you hate yourselves, but like that doesn't make me feel bad that I'm not gonna hand wash mugs.
Why don't you and your roommate do your dishes?
Because we have a dishwasher. Because
know.
I sought out a place with a dishwasher. And I have to take good care of the dishwasher. Like I rinse it every 3 months with the cleaning vinegar, and I clean the filter every couple weeks. Like you know what I mean? I can't be doing more hand washing than that. I don't have time. I'm a busy person. So, and I worked in kitchens for a long time. So like, I just feel like I've done as much hand dishes as other people in their entire lifetime already.
I worked in a kitchen too.
I worked in multiple kitchens, so.
Kitchen wars.
Kitchen wars.
I bet I can wash dishes faster than you.
Probably. I don't like doing it, and I like to wander away from it. I'm not trying to be the...
Is that why you worked in multiple kitchens?
No, I just worked in multiple kitchens because I needed jobs.
Did your disdain for dishes show in your work and they'd kick you out?
No, but I just need a job, so what are you going to do?
Those mugs don't pay for themselves,
Exactly.
especially the antique kind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cheryl and I do enjoy going to the antique shops quite often.
Yep.
We've been going around looking for some spooky things for our spooky den. And we were looking for some spooky things while we were there today, and we did find some things.
Yes. A whole bunch of things, actually. There's a lot of stuff that I would have gladly walked home with, but a lot of it was quite expensive.
Yeah. Like there's those weird little hand totems that they're carved out of bone and they look like skeleton people. Those are really cool,
Those
but
are
they're
really
like
neat.
a few $100s.
The one, like the mummy one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sydney said if we bought it, she wouldn't come in our house.
Because I just immediately thought of the mummy.
Uh,
Because it looked like one of the cursed mummy people in the mummy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That was the carved wooden head with a bunch of nails hammered into it.
Did we take pictures of any of this stuff so we could say what we're talking about?
Felt rude, but I'll let you do an artist conception.
Excellent.
was it because you claimed on the way home to be psychic in the car? Did you pick up any weird vibes from anything?
No.
No.
Nothing haunting.
But I wasn't looking too closely at stuff. I like all the tiny silver things, but like I don't have time to be polishing silver.
What tiny silver things?
There was like little tiny silver boxes and spoons and forks and other items. There was a silver gravy boat.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean with silver stuff? There was like so much silver.
Yeah, but you just said little and things.
Yeah, because I only like the tiny ones. There was like tiny silver boxes.
You like tiny things.
I do like tiny things a lot. The most.
You like tiny cheeses, tiny presents,
It's good to have tiny things.
tiny silver antiques.
Yeah.
How many tiny mugs do you have?
None, because I don't have an espresso maker. And if I'm going to get unhinged with the tiny mugs, I'm going to have an espresso maker first. Because otherwise then it's just clutter. But I like tiny mugs that look exactly like big mugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best kind of tiny thing. Or like tiny teapots.
Was there any tiny things that you liked that you saw other than the silver things?
I like the tiny teapots. There was an entire tea set that was all tiny. I don't know. There was lots of stuff.
What was the worst thing you saw there?
Probably those masks that you guys were eyeing a little too closely. Those are pretty creepy. And all the dolls.
Mm-hmm.
So many dolls.
And all like the pictures of old and timey people that like we don't know. Why would we? What's up with that?
I mean, they took pictures of themselves, much like we do.
Is someone just gonna buy all my photos in 100 years though? Like I don't
Maybe.
like that at all.
They're gonna download them off of your Facebook page and our Instagram feed.
Well, mine's private.
Not our Instagram feed.
Well, stop putting pictures of me on there.
Too late. Do you think people in 100 years will look at our old and ancient Instagram accounts and be like, these are photos of spooky looking people?
Nope.
No, I think the world's gonna end long before that.
I also think that our photos don't look as spooky. Like, it would only look spooky, I think, if, for instance, technology gets to the point where, like, images are 3D or something like that, and then it would feel a little obscure. But camera technology is kind of, like, frozen where it is right now.
Also,
It's true.
screen photos are not as exciting as like a real photo.
Correct.
I bet our red eye photos will be a subject of spooky interest.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
If people have red glowing eyes
Yeah.
from the 90s and early 2000s.
I was definitely a huge victim of red eyes.
So what was your favorite thing?
I did like the hand-carved little bone people.
Mm-hmm.
Those were pretty cool. They had some old-timey wooden radios that I'd like to get.
Mm-hmm.
I like to listen to old-timey radio shows. And then I want to gut one of the old-timey radios and put a Bluetooth speaker set up inside.
Fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it was quite expensive though. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to buy it and then gut it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to get one that doesn't work
Makes sense.
and then make it better.
So why are you guys so obsessed with like old stuff?
Well, I mean, have you seen Amazon? Everything's crappy built these days.
Everything is garbage on
Yes,
Amazon.
it is true.
Yeah.
Although I did just buy a compost bin off Amazon and that's going pretty well for me.
Well done.
Yeah, because we were using a peanut butter jar for like months. And they get gross and smell.
If fair.
Mhm. But yeah, I don't know. Things are different. They're built with different styles, so they don't really make things with style these days. They make them the cheapest out of the cheapest materials. Like we just bought a washing machine, and you can't get one that lasts for more than 5 or 8 years.
Anymore. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they've changed it to the point that you can't do that. And like my parents' washer that they had when I was a kid probably lasted a good 20 years.
So you like the idea of stuff that lasts.
Yep.
They're trying to go that way with computers too and say like every, couple years get a new one, but that's because you're buying a bullshit laptop to begin with if it doesn't even last you 5 years, I feel personally.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
It's
Yeah.
true. We record this podcast on a laptop that's lasted 11 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will give you the old Macs do last.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy a new one today though, it's going to break in like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not if you get another MacBook Pro.
That's the pro. That's the pro part.
Mm-hmm.
It's the heirs. The heirs that are just catering to the rich kids.
That's
Mhm.
right. Well, I like antique stuff just because the history and sometimes the vibes some of the old stuff gives off. Like,
I was just, oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, everything I was looking at there just seemed like so high maintenance. Like you have to polish all that silver. You can't put all those stuffs in the dishwasher. Although I saw some Pyrex. I wonder if you could have put the Pyrex in
Yeah,
the
you should be able
dishwasher.
to.
But like, you know what I mean? It's just high maintenance. It's from like when people had more time to do stuff.
not all of it is high maintenance. I think it's one of those things that, like, because you were focusing more on the silver, you found stuff that was more high maintenance. But, like...
And dishes, like all that royal... What's it called? Royal Albert stuff.
Yeah.
I just call it fancy plates.
Ironically, we live in an age where things are done so much more easily by machines for us.
Yeah.
And you're like, we don't have the time anymore.
Because, I don't know, I'm trying to do more stuff. That's not true at all. I don't like to do things.
No.
Sydney wants to maximize her lying and screaming into the void.
Yes. That is taking up a lot of my time, so... That and, like, just crippling depression. So I need, like, my mugs to be clean without me being involved in it.
Can't you just scream into the dishwater?
No. That would be gross. Dishwater's gross.
Makes the water more bubbly.
Ugh.
What about the uranium glass? It should be dishwasher safe.
I think so. It's glass.
Yeah, it's glass. There's a lot of uranium glass there.
I don't know what that means.
So it means that there's uranium content in the glass, which is what they were trying to show us with some of the jewelry, how, like, some of the jewels would glow in black light.
Yeah, they had the black light flashlights, and they pointed at the jewelry, and some of the gems would glow green.
Don't remember?
I remember we saw something that glowed in the dark. I just didn't know why it mattered or was important.
Oh, yeah.
She mentioned it right before she pointed the black light right at it.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. That was when that guy bumped into me 3 times, so I was busy. I was busy having my personal space violated.
Uranium glass will glow green under a black light.
Yep.
That's exciting.
You can get a whole set of dishes made out of uranium glass. Some people collect it for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm taking careful notes of that to remember forever.
I'm sure you are.
These are going to be your dishes for when you live on your own.
Yeah.
A lot of uranium in your
I
cupboards.
actually do need better dishes for when I live on my own. Mine get really hot in the microwave.
I would imagine you probably shouldn't microwave uranium dishes.
Well, then I don't want it.
Well, let's find out.
What am I doing with stuff that can't go in any of the machines that I pay for?
Uranium's a metal, right?
Yes.
Nuts.
Probably heat up.
Oh, that just
Pretty
made me
good.
so irritated. Like,
What?
really irritated.
Why?
Because I just want stuff that can go in my machines. What are they for?
There's already a plate in the microwave. You just put your food directly on top.
No, that's not how that works at all. Mm-mm.
That's
Don't
what
do
it's
that.
there for.
No.
And then you pull out the plate when it's done, and then you eat off that plate.
No.
Oh, I like this. I like this answer. Yes, glass is almost always microwave safe. Almost always.
Yep. That sounds like a covering your butt sort of answer.
Well, so it says uranium glass is not going to explode unless you heat it in the microwave.
Well, we have a microwave, and we'll just get some glass at Value Village or Goodwill, some uranium glass, and we'll see what happens.
I don't microwave any glass, though, except for, like, my Anchor Tupperware. Have you just been running around microwaving glass over here? You shouldn't do that.
There's a glass plate in the microwave
Yes.
Yeah, but that one's
that
safe.
you eat off of. What do you think makes it safe?
Came with microwave.
Yeah, you definitely should not microwave uranium glass. There's a lot of articles online now saying just don't do it.
You know what else is wild? Is people are hurting themselves microwaving eggs.
Why?
Because you,
To
like,
hard boil them?
yeah, like, or poach them. Like, I've microwaved eggs my entire life. You just put them in hot, you microwave the water, and then you put the egg in and microwave it some more, and then you just wait like 30 seconds or like a minute, and then you go get your egg, and you got a poached egg. But people aren't waiting, and sometimes they explode. So then a molten egg will explode on your face, and it, like, sends people to the hospital and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It doesn't explode inside the microwave. It waits till you've opened the door.
They're opening the door too fast. You're always supposed to wait like 30 seconds or a minute. Like, I'm not very good at many things, but I can microwave an egg, no problem. Been doing it my whole life. And people are just right there opening it. They're not waiting. And it explodes boiling water on your face.
Wow.
That's my PSA of the week.
All right. It's a good thing I've never tried to boil an egg in the microwave because I do the exact same thing. I just open the door as soon as it's done.
Oh,
Yep.
that's bad for your face.
Well,
I just cook them on the stove like God asked me to.
God didn't ask you to cook them on the stove. You're being dramatic. Sometimes it's just easier to poach. Whenever I try and poach on the stove, it's just a bunch of fuckery and it never looks good. So I'd rather just get bastardized in the microwave anyway. That's also a great meal if you have crippling depression. A microwaved egg. It's easy. You can walk away.
Could I offer you an egg in this trying time?
Oh my God. I laughed like a little too hard at that.
it's fine. That's what we'll do next time.
Oh,
Frank Reynolds had it right the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Now eggs are expensive and everything is garbage.
Depression's on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything's getting expensive now.
Yeah.
Like back to antiques and like thrifting. Cheryl was telling me the other day that visits to Goodwill are like way up because everyone's starting to buy secondhand. And it's to the point where they're going to open like 40 more Goodwill locations across the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they're saying like we're starting to inherit all this stuff from like our parents' generation.
Correct.
So there is like a ton of stuff that like the only stuff I wouldn't buy secondhand is like maybe Teflon.
There's going to be a short generation of products that were made before they started working on making those products not last long.
Wait, what?
So you like we were talking about before with our washing machine, you can't really buy any that last like longer than 5 or 8 years.
Yeah. But are they just saying that? Like if you just take care of your washer, it could last longer.
No, like generally the parts are designed to degrade and break down within a certain time frame, so you have to buy a new machine.
Yes.
That's a bunch of garbage.
It sure is.
Planned obsolescence. That's what it's
there
called.
we go.
I was just looking at that washer and dryer at Costco. If it breaks in 5 years, that would make me so mad.
Things are engineered to break down within a certain amount of time, so you have to go and buy another.
That's wasteful.
Sure is.
And they do it with everything.
Yep.
But I really hate the top-loady washers. Those are the ones that last forever.
I don't understand. No, not even those.
This where it spins on the top, I don't like that kind of washer.
Yeah, but they don't last. They last the same amount of time as the front loaders.
So what's the one that lasts for 20 years?
It's the really expensive $2,000 per.
If you're running a laundromat,
Yeah.
the machines you buy for the laundromat, the commercial grade, those will last. But I'm saying like everything is engineered to fail within like a certain amount of years. There was a time when they didn't do it, and those are actually things that show up in thrift shops and this antique store. They've lasted this long.
Yep.
Most of the things you buy today will probably never make it to like an antique show 50 years down the road.
Yes.
Well, even if they like had the potential to last, I'm not like good at things. You know what I mean? I'm never going to find any like collector stuff in things that I own because I like to like touch things and play with them and leave them around, and I'm not good at keeping things in good condition anyway.
Yeah. Well, my point is things aren't going to get handed down to us because they'll have already started breaking before they get to us.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So get all of Grandpa's stuff now while you can.
This is a bummer episode.
I mean, I think it is and it isn't, because obviously we need to talk about it so that it eventually starts to change. In the sense that the stuff that is antique and is still around, as Chris said, like, it makes it that much more valuable because we know it'll last. We know it's survived this long. We know, even like with jewelry, we've started making higher and higher content gold jewelry, and gold is soft, so the gold jewelry isn't lasting as long as it used to.
I thought gold's good because it doesn't,
Tarnish.
react with stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the stranger things that happened to us too at the antique
yeah.
convention is we walked by that guy who was selling books, and he had a book about hippies.
Yeah.
And he came up to us and he's tapping on the book. He's like, this is where it all started, man. This is...
Okay, I mean, he was talking to you, Chris.
Yeah, he was talking to you.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
We weren't
Okay.
in the party.
Yeah, I was actually at a different table and I heard him talking and I was like, who is he talking to? And I turned around and I was like, oh, he has Chris cornered. Poor
And I
Chris.
just started slinking away as soon as a stranger
Started talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep.
Hippies, too. So weird. Like, there was things before hippies.
I
The
wonder.
beatniks.
That's right.
And then he was like, Woodstock, and then all I could think about was, because I watched all the documentaries for Woodstock
You were
99.
thinking about the yellow bird, weren't you?
That I owned?
Woodstock.
I don't know. I had a
yellow
little
bird.
yellow bird. I think its name is Woodstock, but I named it Pathetic.
Poor bird.
Like a fake one, like a play bird.
The
Yeah.
Charlie Brown bird.
The Charlie
Yeah.
Brown bird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I named it Pathetic, but isn't its name Woodstock?
Yes,
Yeah.
its real name is Woodstock.
It's a weird name for a bird.
What, Woodstock?
Yeah.
People name their pets random things all the time.
Do you feel like hippies is when it all started?
No.
Me neither.
I just want to know what about Chris's vibe gave off that he should be confronted about the hippie book.
You know, it's
I
the
was
long
also
hair.
Yeah, the long hair and the jean jacket, I guess.
And then you
Maybe.
made that friend that liked your sunglasses
Yeah.
and thought they were Oakleys.
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna get
And they're from
Oakley's.
Canadian Tire. Chris made lots of friends today.
So what we're saying is that Chris continues to get hit on by older people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got that old-fashioned charm.
It's true. I don't know. The weirdest thing for me was I wanted that necklace with the little boy in it. And we went to go back to get it. And I put my card in the machine to try take out money. And I was like, okay, $40 is my limit. And then it gave me 60. So,
Spooky.
yeah. So I was like, I guess that means that little boy needs to come home with me.
That was
I
just the
liked your-
universe giving us a sign.
I liked your other interaction that you had, your attempt at bartering.
Yeah. This guy had a Victorian locket, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that stone is kind of weird. And he's like, you want to take a closer look at it? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a closer look at it. And so he takes it out, and he's claiming it's Victorian and whatever else. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's really interesting. He's like, well, are you interested in it? And I was like, I mean, yeah, it's cool. And I was like, I just want to think about it. And he's like, well, I want to take all this. I don't want to take any of this stuff home. So just like give me an offer. And I don't barter. Like,
He was like, if you don't like the price, you can make an offer.
yeah, and I don't barter. And so I was like, $15? And he looked like really upset. And I was like, well, I wasn't gonna barter anyway, so.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, 18. And I was like, I'm just leaving now, please, sir. I wanted to look at it for a second. I didn't.
And that's why I didn't talk to anybody at the antique show.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of interaction that you just go home and have nightmares about.
Yeah, it was a little. It's like the first day into a 2-day antique show, and
Yeah.
already they're really impatient to make sales.
Yeah. Well, so I would imagine, because based on the locations of some of the sellers that had their like business cards out, a lot of these people have probably filled their vehicles with a whole bunch of antiques, and they have a whole bunch just sitting in the sidelines waiting to fill the voids of stuff that's sold. So if that's the case, they want to clear out their collections as fast as possible so they can put more stuff out in the hope of making more money. Because the one thing about antiques is that typically you're dealing with, other than the guy selling the bottles, obviously, but you're dealing with one-of-a-kind stuff. So the chances of you finding another thing exactly like that someplace else is pretty unlikely.
True.
So they're just hoping to get more products out so they sell more stuff.
I was excited to see if any of the jewelry was exciting, but I wasn't loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like the clown bear?
Didn't love the clown bear. I'm not a brooch person.
I think you should give it a try. Nothing says classy like a brooch on a
I
black
wouldn't want to
hoodie.
put pinholes in this sweater.
Hoodie and a brooch. No one's got that style. You could stand out.
That's right.
This was a very expensive sweater.
Why? It just says exhausted on it.
And it's upside down. You got hosed.
Do I attack your clothes? Wow.
You've attacked the very shirt I'm wearing.
I mean, I don't like
Before.
the ocean monster on
All
it.
of the stuff I'm wearing right now is thrifted.
Well, that's hurtful. Anyway, it's expensive because I had to get it from the States and I had to pay in American dollars and I had to pay shipping.
Oh,
It's a Philip DeFranco hoodie.
fair. I don't know who that is, but...
Is it related to James Franco?
No, he just tells me the news on YouTube.
Ah, YouTuber. Okay.
You just said why a little too surprised.
You're one of those people who gets their news off YouTube.
Yeah, just from like the one guy though. And then I don't do any other news.
Sydney's huge into QAnon.
Honestly, just like 10 to 20 minutes a day of news is all I can deal with. So I just watched Philip DeFranco show.
You also had an interaction when you're looking at the guitars.
Yeah, you made me have that interaction because you said words near a stranger.
It's called a conversation.
It's your
It's
fault.
called talking.
I don't like it at all.
You thought you should have the replica Elvis guitar.
I already have 2 guitars I can't play though.
Yeah, but those aren't replicas of ones made by people who could play guitar.
I just reckon if you're going to spend $500 on a guitar, you should be able to play it.
The spirit of Elvis. Replica Elvis.
I
Would
don't-
run through your fingers.
Enjoy Elvis songs, really. It's, that's a treasure for somebody else, and that's okay. So, neat that it was a movie prop, though.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not see that.
Yeah, it was from the Elvis movie.
Nice.
Yeah. Remember the silver guitar?
Yeah.
It was the guitar next to that.
Oh,
It kind of didn't stand out as much because the other one was like a
Yes.
chrome guitar.
fair.
Very shiny.
Yes, very, very shiny.
Yeah, I think all his stuff was movie props.
I was just looking for morning jewelry and I didn't find any, so.
Morning jewelry as opposed to nighttime jewelry?
Morning as in, like, mementos of dead loved ones.
Yeah.
I was just looking for something like that.
Of strangers, though.
Of strangers, you're right.
Interesting.
One day, Chris and I would like to have a haunted museum, so I'm looking.
Roadside attraction.
Yep.
Excellent.
And then you'll probably never come over, but it's fine. We'll just go see you.
Yeah, that would be best. That
We'll,
would be to my preference.
we'll put little figurines in your home.
Don't do it. We already lost the haunted doll.
Don't worry. Cheryl and I know where to get another one.
You sure do.
Flashback to our first Christmas randonauting episode.
Yeah.
If you're interested in what the doll looks like, you can see it on our social media.
Creepy little guy.
In a wheelchair. Or maybe it's supposed to be a stroller, but it looks wheelchair-y.
It looks
I think it is supposed to be probably a stroller. Or I don't know, maybe it's just very inclusive. Maybe it is a wheelchair.
I don't think back in those times that they were concerned about inclusivity.
Didn't someone in the secret garden have a wheelchair?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe it's from that.
Professor Xavier?
I don't think he's in the secret garden.
Oh.
My favorite thing at the antique sale was the guy who had the figurine of an African American person with this giant warning sign in front of it. And I still can't 100% tell what he was so concerned about people being offended over.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, his literally
The sign said something like, if you're woke, don't look at this.
yes.
That sounds like a person I don't need to
Yeah.
be around.
Oh, I gave him your number. I'm sorry.
Oh, great. Stop trying to give my number out to people. Especially everyone there was pretty old.
Whoa.
We were the youngest people there.
There was younger people than us running booths.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe younger than you two.
Still younger than you.
Yeah,
You're not that much younger than us.
it's true. Like, they were easily below 60, Sydney.
I didn't make
Younger
eye
than
contact
you.
with anyone running a booth. Because then they'll talk to me. So shut that down by looking away.
Oh. If you were to collect anything, if you did not care about clutter or anything like that, if you could collect anything, what do you think you would collect, Antiquest?
I do collect things, but they're just small. Like, I have all my concert ticket stubs from, like, every show I've ever been to. You know why? Because they're small. And it fits in, like, one little album thing that someone got me. I would collect tiny things.
Tiny things. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Charms.
Would you get like a dollhouse and then fill it with a whole bunch of tiny things and have a tiny dollhouse?
No, because that's creepy.
Tiny glass dolls. Little black eyes.
No.
And then every morning you wake up and look at the dollhouse and the dolls have moved around.
There were, like, tiny silver chairs that I liked. So just, like, tiny things.
Tiny
but not for a dollhouse. Just
I
for
love
having.
that band.
Tiny things?
Silverchair.
Oh, silver chair.
So that was the Wild Rose Antique Show, but right next door, or practically next door, there was another show that Charlotte found out about that we had checked out as well. Do you remember the name of it?
Oh, you know what? I can go look it up. 1 second. It's a pop culture market. Yeah, it was the Spring Geeky Gift Market.
Held at the Aviation Museum. So we had gone there and checked that out as well, and Sydney got herself something from there.
I did, and I thought that you liked marshmallows, but Chris is a freak that doesn't like marshmallows. I got, like,
I don't like pickles either.
peanut butter squares. I like pickles, but pickles are not for everyone. I got peanut butter squares, but in different flavors, like chocolate and white chocolate and caramel.
They're pretty good.
It was your basic kind of, almost like a farmer's market thing, but with style. The geeky kind.
Yeah.
I mean, the one booth that was really cool was the selling the medieval robes.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Those looked really well made,
Yeah.
too. And they had a make your own bath bomb station and nails and purses. That was more my speed.
Leggings.
Yeah.
People selling handmade artworks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that Chris normally would sell his artwork at.
So we walked around. They had some free candy at the door, which was nice. So I grabbed myself some Rockets or Smarties for you American listeners.
Yep. In the US, what we would refer to as Rockets is their version of Smarties.
What do they call Smarties?
They don't have
They
Smarties.
don't got them. They got M&Ms and that's it.
Yep. It's a Canadian thing.
So the Geeky Market you said was more your speed. Why do you think that is?
They just had nicer things for looking at. And people didn't bump into me as much. Like, I was trying to look at forks at the antique thing. And this guy just, like, bowled in front of me and started yelling a bunch of questions at the booth vendor. So then I was just skittered away. And I was like, I guess I can't look at those forks.
You should have introduced yourself.
And this other guy bumped into me 3 times.
You should have introduced yourself to him too.
No.
I was telling you, like, Cheryl and I have you on our vision board for this year. You gotta make these things work.
Yeah, my TikTok algorithm is like fully just about how good single women have it, and I'm comfortable in that lane.
TikTok will be banned in a few months anyway.
Only in America. We're not America.
We're attached to America.
Well,
We're in North America.
no one's banning the TikTok here.
So Sydney, would you recommend to others to go to the antique market?
If you like antiques, then and you don't have a strong sense of personal space, then that is the market for you. Thanks for paying my admission fee.
You're welcome.
What was that all about anyway?
The admission fee?
Yeah.
You pay to get into things. You can't just walk into things, Sydney.
We paid admission to go to the bird one, too.
Well, the bird one makes sense.
Why?
I don't know, because there was birds and you gotta feed them. You don't have to feed antiques.
It's
Antiques don't require bird seed.
no, but it is an organization. They are a functioning group. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, people pay to go to Comic-Con. What do you think that's all about?
Don't they have like panels and guest speakers?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't see any guest speakers at the antique thing.
I mean...
I understand paying to get into things. I just don't understand paying to get into something where I'm going to buy something. I find that odd.
And would you recommend people go to the Geeky Gift Market?
Yeah, if you like geeky gift things.
There's a lot of Harry Potter.
Tons of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I think everyone's trying to cash out on that game that just came out.
Oh, I didn't know there was a game.
Oh, I
It's like
thought
a
everyone just
huge
wanted
deal.
J.K. Rowling to not get royalties for things.
Maybe that too, but also it's definitely because the game just came out.
Huh.
There's even people like streamers that like publicly made a huge deal saying that they're not going to play the Harry Potter game, and then they got caught like playing it. So it is still pretty big.
Yep. Cancel culture isn't the same when it has to do with Harry Potter.
That's true.
It's not the same when it's rich, powerful people, honestly.
Yes.
You can't cancel rich and powerful people.
No.
Even if you think you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a downer of an episode.
You just keep saying that it's a downer. I think only you feel like it's been down.
You feel like it's been down.
It's not like the episode where Chris brought up the avocados.
What avocados?
Remember you said you would need avocados because the Mexican cartels were forcing farmers to...
I just said I felt bad about it.
And you said you weren't buying avocados because it supports the cartels.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And then I told you that if no one buys those avocados, then those farmers earn nothing.
You're welcome.
Also, you talking about cooking eggs in the microwave as food for depressive people. I think you're the one bringing this episode down.
I just said it's a good depression meal. It's very low effort.
So, Sydney, how do you feel about being held for observation for 24 hours just to make sure you're okay?
Not good. I'd like to just be held for no observation in my house.
We can just make your roommate spy on you. It's fine.
No, that's rude.
She's probably already looking at all your web traffic anyway.
And she's tracking you with the app on your phone.
That's just in case, so like if I get murdered.
By us?
You might murder me.
Oh.
Well, anyway, I think markets are a real great thing, and just 10 out of 10.
You're just real afraid of getting canceled by the antique crowd.
I didn't call it clutter. I just was like, some people might feel cluttered.
How did you feel about the way things were priced at the antique show?
I did feel they were expensive things.
Do you think
I felt the Coca-Cola vending machine was a good deal, though. $85 for a old-timey vending machine.
That's pretty good.
Do you think you could accurately price what antiques are worth?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to put your money where your mouth is?
Yeah.
Because we have a quiz from Buzzfeed.
Are we going to do it like Price is Right style?
Sure are.
So this is a Buzzfeed quiz called Could You Be an Appraiser on Antiques Roadshow? Can you, Sydney?
I think I probably could not.
So Sydney, Cheryl. Item number 1, the Barbie doll and accessories. The number 1 Barbie, the first Barbie there ever was. You have 2 answers to guess what the worth of this antique is. Is it between $500 and $1,500? Or is it between $3,500 and $4,500?
B.
So the higher price.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the 3,500 to 4,500.
You both are correct.
Crushed it.
The photographed one there is she's actually outside of the box. So they say if she was inside the box, it'd be worth even more than that.
Wow.
So never unbox your Barbies, people.
That's what I mean. That's also why I don't like antique collector stuff. Because, like, sorry, I take stuff out and play with it.
You just bankrupted yourself.
That's why all my stuff is worthless. I'm not going to have things that I can't touch. That's stupid.
Whoa.
You're making a lot of nerds very angry right now. A lot of Barbie nerds are going to come after you. This is how you get canceled.
Said what I said.
Well, in that case, then, might as well keep going.
Yeah.
See what other groups you can make angry. So Eloise Polk McGill's Flowering Cactus Oil Painting from 1937.
35,000.
The choices are between 35,000 or 20,000. What do you think this painting from 1937 is worth?
35,000.
I'm gonna go with 20,000.
Cheryl is correct.
Boo.
This painting was completed 1 year before her death and has a distinct signature in the bottom left corner where most artists write their signatures. The artist is well known for painting bluebonnets and cactus flowers like in this piece. The next one is from 1900, a French porcelain cabaret coffee set. There is a lady, I think she's combing her hair where a cherub is floating up to her. Oh, and she's got a cherub combing her hair from the back.
See, that can't go in the
platter.
dishwasher.
No, that cannot go in the dishwasher.
Worthless.
So it could be between 1,500 to 3,500, or it could be $5,000 to $7,000.
Worthless, because it doesn't go in the dishwasher.
Sydney says $0.
No, I'm going to say the cheaper one.
I'm gonna go with the 5,000 to 7,000.
Cheryl's correct again. All the scenes are hand painted, and the raised gold detailing is done by hand as well. Although it's used for display and not meant for use. So this is just dishes to look fancy.
Hate that. Hate that so much.
I agree. My dad got married with a second wife, and she moved in with us. She had decorative towels in the bathroom we weren't allowed to use to dry our hands.
Yeah, no, that's useless.
And I only found out they were decorative and not supposed to be used because I said, these towels are terrible. They don't dry your hands off.
Amazing.
Flashback to what we were talking about before with Charlie Brown cartoons.
Snoopy.
Charles Schultz's Snoopy sketch from 1985, the year of my birth, and the year Nintendo came out with their first NES. So what do you think this sketch is worth? $6,000 or $12,000?
12 grand.
I'm gonna say 6. 6 grand.
$6,000. So this appears just to be a roughly drawn quick sketch on a piece of paper in black crayon. $12,000.
Crushed it.
Appraiser's notes, Schultz's work is incredibly iconic, especially with the Peanuts' character in Charlie Brown Christmas. He's one of the top earning deceased artists, and his work continued to earn millions every year. The sketch was done on low-quality flip chart paper, but what's unique about this sketch is much bigger than the market is used to seeing. So it earned so much because it's so big. So the next item on here, it's a wooden box, a Chinese Huanghali cosmetic case from the 1700s. It is an ornate wooden carved box with what looks like brass hinges and metalware on it. Do you think it's worth between 40 to 60 grand or 75 to 90 grand?
I'm going to say 75 to 90 grand just because sometimes wood boxes are crazy expensive.
And it's from the 1700s.
And it's hand carved.
I'm also gonna say the same thing.
It is 40 to 60 grand. You guys are wrong. The person who constructed it used high quality rare wood, not just on the exterior, but on the interior.
Excellent.
That's what gets the dollars in, people. The carving on the top of the case is a stylized cloud that uses animal forms like dragons, and the front is covered in lotus carvings. It would be more valuable if it still had its original mirror. So Sydney,
What's up?
you know about toys, right?
No? Kind
Good.
of? What?
You're going to fail this then. The next one is the Space Conqueror robot toy from
I don't know.
1965.
I don't know about this toy at all.
He is a space conquering robot.
I guess 3,000.
$30 or $3,000. It's appears to be a blue robot man with an antenna on top of his head. He's holding a space jackhammer, or that might be a laser pistol.
Yeah, I'll also say 3,000.
You guys are correct.
Crushing it.
It was a desired space toy back then, which we've not heard about this at all. So
We're not from
obviously
1965, so.
No.
it's of its time. And it still had its original box, which increased the value tremendously. It originally cost $3.
I don't think boxes should increase the value tremendously.
I mean, it does in the sense that it means the item is perfectly preserved.
Some of us just want to throw out the boxes.
I'm going to skip ahead here to the more interesting things.
Sounds good.
The next thing is a Tiffany Studios Rose helmet lamp from 1905, turn of the century.
80,000 to 125,000.
I'm going to go with the 50 to 65,000.
Sydney is correct.
Tiffany's.
You know your Tiffany's.
Next one, The Avengers Comics 1 and 2, Earth's Mightiest Superheroes.
I heard that like comic books are not that valuable anymore.
I mean, the ones that come out these days. Way back then, when everybody thought they were trash and people's moms would throw them out, I mean, those ones are worth more now because
They're
there isn't
still
that
worth
much.
more.
So this could be between $4 to $6 grand, or it could be between 10 to 13 grand.
I'm going to say 10 to 13 grand.
I'm going to say the 4 to 6.
But if they reprint it, then does it lose its value?
I mean, the reprint is not going to be as valuable.
But the original one will still be the same value.
Yeah, it's like first edition books. So yeah, Cheryl is correct. So this last one is right up Sydney's alley. A German cat family. This is
They look like weasels.
This is a taxidermied cat with 2 taxidermied kittens from 1905.
Were they murdered?
Probably.
Oh,
I don't think they all died at the same time, if that's what you're asking.
oh they murdered.
The taxidermy is not that good. I'd like to point that out for our viewers. Or listeners? Listeners.
That might have been the last expressions on their face they had right before the taxidermist came to
Stop. I didn't like that at all. Worthless.
them. You could get those for possibly $300 to $600 or $900 to $1,200.
Worthless.
So Sydney says $0.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
How was that right up my alley?
You like
Murdered
cats.
It's
cats.
cats.
Murdered
You love
cats.
cats. You
Not
went to the online cat
Alive
convention.
ones.
I'm going to say the 300 to 600.
Wrong. $900 to $1,200 for these poorly taxidermied cats.
They better have been freaking taxidermied by someone famous or...
So you'll like this, Sydney. They're made at the turn of the century in Germany. They're constructed with rabbit fur, leather, and have glass for eyes.
Oh, that's fine then.
The mother cat has a small pull string that still makes a meowing noise.
Oh, that's a bit creepy. That explains why they don't look like cats.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to say Cheryl won this one.
Did anybody keep score?
I kept score.
Okay.
So we proved that Cheryl could be an Antiques Roadshow person and judge fairly the value of things.
I think this exam is skewed. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Well, nowhere in reality when you're doing Antiques Roadshow is there going to be a 50-50 option. They're not going to slide a number at you on the table and be like, guess which one it is.
That's what I would do.
You just write down your own 50-50
Yeah,
options
that's
and then you
right.
pick one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This does nothing to gauge whether I would actually be good at appraising items. This is just me guessing between 2 options, and 50-50 is pretty good odds.
Mm-hmm. Well, that brings us to the end of today's antiquing episode. The episode that had the least interest I've ever seen on Sydney's face, ever.
I was engaged and present and here.
The most lip service I've ever seen from Sydney as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say tune in next week for our dog-centric episode. We've done cats, we've done birds, and we're going to do dogs.
Then we should do cats again.
So stay tuned for our May episode where we look into all things dog. This is one of your three hosts, Chris, signing off.
This is Cheryl signing off.
Hi, I'm Sydney. Bye.
Thanks for listening to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, spread the joy and share us with your friends or leave a review.
If you really enjoy our podcast and you want to support us in doing more episodes, consider donating to our Patreon or leave us suggestions in the comment section on our website or social media. Or you can email us at iwentoutsidepod@gmail.com.
And make sure you follow us on our social medias. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. We don't got Snapchat because that's for creeps.
We don't have Twitter.
We don't have Twitter.
Facebook and Instagram.
We got Facebook, Insta.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm not going to do it again. It's not going to be as good. Why don't we have Twitter? We got Facebook. We got Instagram. And you can see all our photos and adventures that don't get turned into episodes because every day of our life is an adventure. Bye.